This video is sponsored by War Thunder. Do you love Fallout New Vegas? Do you want more Fallout New Vegas? Well, you're in luck, because we are getting a huge content expansion mod for the game. Long 15 is an upcoming DLC-sized mod that aims to expand upon the vanilla game's world space. It will allow the player to visit the Long 15 before nuking it in the Lonesome Road DLC. It'll feature hundreds of exterior cells and interiors, all fully nav-meshed. Over 11,000 lines of dialogue, all fully voiced by professionals. More than 50 quests with multiple endings, and the whole thing totals around 20 hours of gameplay. As fans of New Vegas, we've been through so much disappointment in recent years, with projects that didn't live up to expectations, or others that were left unfinished. But the Long 15 is being developed by the same team behind the Legion content expansion mod, Dry Wells. So it's being worked on by creators who truly understand why the original game still means so much to us. Let's take a deep dive into more of what you can expect from this expansion project, and look at some of the in-game content. Before we do that, let's first talk about today's sponsor. War Thunder is the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made, and you can play it right now for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and mobile. The game features over 2,500 tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships from the 1920s all the way to modern fighter jets and main battle tanks, and it's built a worldwide community of over 95 million players. What makes War Thunder stand out is its sophisticated damage system. Vehicles are modeled down to their individual components, like the crew, engine, weapons, and armor, all of which can be destroyed or disabled. And when a vehicle goes down, the X-ray kill cam shows you exactly what happened, from the shell's penetration to the final explosion. The game also offers 3 distinct modes: arcade, realistic, and simulator, so you can pick your preferred level of challenge. On top of that, there's an all-new mobile version on iOS and Android, deep customization with camouflages and decorations, and highly optimized performance on the 𝙈𝙤𝙨 engine that runs smoothly even on lower NPCs. You don't need any extra hardware either. Just a mouse and keyboard or a controller is enough to command any tank or aircraft. You can play War Thunder right now for free, using my links in the pinned comment or video description. And if you're new to the game or returning after at least 6 months, you'll also receive a massive bonus pack on PC and consoles. This includes multiple premium vehicles, the exclusive Eagle of Valor decorator, 100,000 silver lions, and 7 days of premium account time. It's available for a limited time only, so don't miss it. The story takes place around Baker, California, that little desert town on the way to Vegas, famous for its giant thermometer, alien jerky shop, and roadside diners. And sure enough, you'll find all of that here. Some of the devs from the team are quite familiar with the real-life location, and so they were able to faithfully recreate it in the game, while still taking creative liberties to make it more Fallout and fit seamlessly within New Vegas.
I live in Vegas and often travel to California via the I-15. I have stopped in the real-world location of Baker numerous times over the years, both as a kid and as an adult.
By grounding the expansion in a real-world town like Obsidian did with New Vegas, Long 15 instantly feels like a natural extension of the game's map. Even the Royal Hawaiian Motel is here, reborn as the Hawaiian King Hotel. Some filming took place here for the 2nd season of the Fallout TV show. And of course, it being NCR territory, there is an NCR military outpost inside the new Worldspace. Fort Weston is a fortified base, built to reflect the NCR's bureaucratic, overstretched military machine. It's meant to serve as both a defensive stronghold and a narrative anchor for the NCR's presence in Baker and along the highway. Basically, Fort Weston is to the Long 15 what Camp McCarran is to the Mojave. The highway itself is the spine of the region. Unlike the Mojave, where you can walk for miles with little more than a stray prospector or a couple of raiders crossing your path, the I-15 is filled with activity. Caravans haul goods up and down the road. NCR patrols march in formation. Refugees and settlers traveling on foot. Some pushing toward Baker in search of a new home. Others leaving it behind for reasons of their own. This is a lively trade route, not just an empty road going through nowhere. And it must be portrayed that way, given that the main supply line for the NCR into the Mojave is the I-15. The farther you get from the highway and into the more abandoned areas, the more danger you'll encounter, like the Mojave Preserve. Out here, the land isn't really controlled by the NCR anymore. It belongs to whatever wildlife or lawless bandits happen to roam through it. Also along the asphalt, you'll see NCR banners, checkpoints, and of course, the troopers have new lines complaining about the heat.
Don't need to look at the thermometer to know it's hot out.
Then there's the overpass. It stretches across the center of the map. From its height, you can get a good look at several areas in this large world space. You can see a construction site at the other end of it because the overpass is undergoing repairs. There are scaffolds everywhere. It's unfinished because that's exactly what the developers wanted to show. They're using it to represent the NCR's bureaucratic inefficiency and stretched resources.
Look, it's real simple. We worked too fast, we finished the job. We finish the job, we lose the job.
To the southern part of the map, you'll come across the Casa Stanton, a luxurious villa home to the local rich asshole Frick Stanton.
I should need no introduction, but I'll give it to you anyways.
He's a Brahmin baron, buying out or forcing nearby ranchers out of business. He's also invested a lot of time and resources into developing the town itself. Because of that, many of the local merchants and business owners respect him. Speaking of the NPCs in this mod, it seems the devs have put so much thought into all of them and everything about them. You'll want to interact with everyone you meet, as it looks like each NPC will have something useful to say, at least initially. And as you learn more about the world around you and interact with it by making choices, or even simply talking to other NPCs, more dialogue topics will show up for characters that you may have spoken to prior. This helps make the world feel more immersive by making it and the characters within it more believable.
We're trying to make this feel like an extension to the game, not feel like it's its own world space, but more of, you're going through a door, fast traveling 10 miles down the road, and you're continuing on in the same world.
The region is full of people and stories, each layered on top of one another to create an authentic environment. NCR officers, commanders, and clerks each have their own distinct voices and personalities. Their voice acting is sharp and authoritative.
Combat search and rescue operations. When troopers go missing or are stranded behind enemy lines, they send us to get them out.
We maintain law and order, primarily within the Fort Weston perimeter, but lately we've been leaning in to help the Baker Sheriff Department too.
Hey, I'm Rushing Waters. Welcome to Fort Weston. Make trouble, and I'll make you dead.
Then the Brahmin Baron at the villa. This man is swimming in wealth and influence. His dialogue and voice acting are dripping with charisma, but not to the point of warmth. You can tell he's a dangerous person just from how he talks.
The fact is that I am the most important person you or anyone else will ever meet. And I want everyone who sees this place to know it.
Shopkeepers, merchants, and barkeeps usually sound more friendly and are open to conversation or gossip.
Hey, I recognize you. You're one of them Mojave Express couriers, right? You passed by not too long ago, I think.
I've been working here about 3 years to pay off some debts my family owes to Baron Stanton. At this rate, I'll have to pay them off in 127 years!
Name's Marion. Welcome to the Frontier Store. Let me know if there's anything you'd like.
Finally, you've got the settlers, travelers, and nameless drifters. Their voices give the region its hum of life.
I wish I knew more about what's going on in the Mojave.
Hey, stay out of the basement. A bunch of non-engineers tried to be engineers. Didn't work out.
What's going on in Baker's Town Hall? First it's full of workers, now it's locked up tight.
You ever try that Zayden jerky?
Something ain't right with my checks. I'm telling you, something just ain't right.
Some NPCs will even have something to say about your companions.
There's a story behind every wrinkle of your ghoul friend's face.
And your companions will sometimes have something to say about some of the locations you visit.
I've been here before, used mostly for supplies and deployment.
So far, this mod features a massive cast of 107 voice actors. That's more than double the cast of the base game. And I almost forgot, there's a local radio station with its very own radio host whom you can meet in person.
New sounds for a new world. It's Woozer here, shaking the dust off your ears. Stay tuned.
Hey man, what's up?
The radio station will play classic country songs and some alternative rock.
I walk the line. I let myself
You'll hear Woozer comment on events from the region and perhaps choices you've made to shape it. He'll even talk about stuff happening in the Mojave.
Remember those fancy vertibirds NCR flew in? Well, turns out they're barely holding together. Word is, those birds are rusted, busted, and about as useful as a rock with wings. Hope nobody needed air support.
Speaking of choices, the team behind this know the importance of player agency in role-playing games. Whether it be in the dialogue, quests, or their multiple endings, the player will have just as much choice, if not more, than they did in New Vegas.
We want to emphasize that choice is going to be very, very important. We're trying to match the New Vegas flow and the New Vegas feel.
I've also heard that your choices here will have some effect on the nuked 𝙈𝙤𝙨 if you choose to destroy it during the Lonesome Road DLC. I noticed that everything from the voice acting to the map design is consistent throughout the project and also consistent with New Vegas's themes. Overall, this just feels like official DLC, and I don't just say that about any mod. This is truly the most impressive project I've ever had the chance of showcasing here on the channel. The progress this team was able to make towards the creation of this ambitious expansion location in such a short amount of time is unheard of in New Vegas's modding scene. It's taken them around 1.5 years to get to this point in production, and the Long 15 will soon be released before the end of 2025. That's insane, given the sheer scope and quality of the content we've seen thus far. I imagine this will be a permanent stay in everyone's load order the moment it comes out, and that it'll change the modding scene forever. The only criticism I have is about the voiced dialogue volume being too high or too low at times. It can sometimes take you out of the experience. I know it's very nitpicky, but just having a consistent volume throughout all the voice lines goes a long way in making the mod's voice acting come across as more professional. Besides that, this is the best voice acting I've heard in a New Vegas mod ever. What I like most about it is that it's way more engaging and expressive than the stuff you hear in the base game.
You cannot say that shit when I'm filling out your form. Would you like to try again?
Thanks again to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Check it out for free today on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, or mobile using my links below. And grab that bonus pack while you still can.
I believe it will shock people at how much has been created in that short time frame. Thank you to our Patreon members, our supporters, and the folks who have helped us along our development journey. Feel free to join us on Discord if you have any questions or want to join the conversation. Thanks everyone.